don't have to. Again, the book says, John chapter 19, verse 28, he saith, Jesus says, I thirst. I thirst. Look, a man thirsts. I'm thirsting now. Take it. You don't mind. But God thirsting, it does not befit God. See, that's why we say, look, everything about him is human. And again, if he is God, it says here, Matthew chapter 8, verse 24, he was asleep. God was asleep. And Luke chapter 8, 23, he fell asleep. And again, Mark chapter 4, verse 38, it says, and he was in the hinder part of the ship, asleep on a pillow. God sleeping. He feels sleepy, drowsy. Allah tells us in the Holy Quran, in Ayatul Kursi, he says, neither slumber nor sleep overtaketh him. This is God. No sleep, no slumber. He doesn't get fatigued in guarding and cherishing his creation. Allahu la ilaha illahu al-hayyul qayyum la ta'khuzuhu sinatun wa la nawm. Neither slumber nor sleep overtaketh him. This is my God. This is God. A person who feels sleepy can never be your God. He sleeps on a pillow or without a pillow, he is not your God. Then this God, if he is God, in inverted commas, it tells us about his transport on earth. Behold, thy king cometh unto thee meek, very meek, Jesus Christ, very meek, and sitting upon an ass, in a donkey. Transport of God, a donkey. And he is very meek. And Jesus, when he had found a young ass, donkey, sat thereon. John chapter 12, verse 14. He is very meek, and he is using the donkey for his transport. The warring God, he is out for a war, for a fight. The strong arm method of God, in inverted commas, God. And when he went into the temple, Jesus, and began to cast out them that sold therein and them that bought. As a man, a righteous man, who was irritated by misbehavior of his people, understood. But as a God, his behavior is uncalled for. He's throwing people out. And again, in John chapter 2, verse 15, it says, and when he had made a scourge of small cords, he made a whip. And with this whip, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep, and the oxen, and poured out the changes, the money changes, and overthrew their tables. Now, this type of strong arm tactics, belongs to the SS, not to a man of God. As a human being, yes. But God doing such things, making a whip and beating people out of the temple. And the Bible describes this God in inverted commas. I said in inverted commas. I'm not saying so. It describes him, he says here, the quality of God. He says, God cannot be tempted. You can't tempt God. Make him to do things for you the way you want it. So look, if you don't do me this favor, I'm going to become a Hindu. If you don't do me this favor, I will say you don't exist. You can't tempt God. So James chapter 1 verse 13 in the Holy Bible, it says, God cannot be tempted with evil. Neither tempteth he any man. He doesn't tempt anybody, nor can anybody tempt him. But in the book of Hebrews, again in the Bible, chapter 4 verse 15, we are told, but he, Jesus, was in all points tempted like as we are. Can you imagine? God doesn't tempt, we are told. Now, not only he was Jesus, if he is God, he was tempted in all points like as we are, yet without sin. We believe that all the prophets of God are sinless. But Jesus was tempted like anybody else. If he is God, he can't be tempted.